D'Angelo will get the victory. So
you're thinking logically. I'm thinking emotionally. It's why we're a good team.
There's a unification match. So the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship and the GFW Women's Championship. Rosemary is the Impact Knockouts champion. Sienna is the GFW Women's Champion. Sienna pinned Rosemary in a tag match last week on Impact. I think it was the first pinfall loss for Rosemary on the show since she'd been up. So they didn't probably make as big a deal out of that as they should have, but Sienna did get that win there. So I'm going to say Rosemary wins this match and unifies the Knockouts and Women's Championships.
Yeah, I think you'll see Rosemary get the pin too. She's very, very over as a face since she came back, and Sienna plays a really good bad girl, I guess you could say, and especially since you said she got the pin last week, I'm going to go Rosemary with you on that one too.
Okay, and then we have what I believe is a legitimate strap match between EC3 and James Storm.
I want to ask you a stupid question because you know everything. Is there a difference between a strap match and an Indian strap match?
Not that I know of. I'd have to look that up.
Okay, only because I just watched Wahoo McDaniel versus Rick Rude in an Indian strap match, and that's when they were cuffed at the wrist. I wasn't sure if a strap match meant something different.
Yeah, most strap matches that I know of, just that I've seen over the years, that usually it's that standard thing, right? So I think we referenced like the White Castle of Fear match a couple weeks ago or something like that. Same type of deal, right? They both had a strap tied to their wrist, and Vader had to touch all four corners to defeat Sting. So that's my understanding of how this match should work. EC3's been beating down people with the strap for quite a while, including James Storm. He kind of beat the crap out of him with it.
Oh, that was
a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Again, these guys have been feuding for a couple of months. At first it was based around the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. It kind of spun off from there once the title match was set. So normally I would think, again, this would be a spot where you'd have the face probably overcome and get a victory, but I don't think that's the direction that they probably were going to go. I would think that EC3 probably should win this match if you're going to prime him to be the next contender for the world title. So I'm going to say EC3 wins.
Yeah, James Storm kind of has his last hurrah every couple of months, so I think we've kind of eclipsed that. I have no problem with James Storm being in the main title picture, but I just think it's it's EC3's spot right now. I don't know how much longer he's signed. Do you know?
EC3? I don't.
I gotta think you gotta put him in the title picture sooner rather than later. And in a strap match, it's a good way to do it. That way, it's kind of. Although it could have James Storm win, not worry about peeing. Wow. He not worry about pinning. That shows how tired I am. EC3. Nah, I'm gonna say EC3 gets the win and maybe even comes out again later on in the main event.
All right.
Oh, King Mo. Sorry, really?
Oh yeah, King Mo's gonna be on there. We'll get that in a second.
That's terrible.
So then the announcers feud, which again, this may not be everyone's cup of tea, or something that everybody likes.
This is my cup of pee right here.
Goodness gracious. Jeremy Borash and the returning Joseph Park will face Josh Matthews and Scott Steiner in a tag match. I don't see any stipulations on this. I was kind of almost hoping or assuming that the winning team, the winner, would get to announce Impact going forward. But they don't seem to have that in here as a stipulation, so it's literally just a straight-up tag match between these guys. So ever since the new regime in Impact came back into play earlier this year, Borash and Matthews have been feuding over the Impact Wrestling play-by-play commentator spot. It's now divulged into this. I don't know. I'm assuming Borash and Joseph Parker are going to win this. I think that's just right. Matthews should get the pin. Everyone seems to hate Matthews in the Impact Zone and the fans of Impact. So I think it's the time for him to lose.
Will Joseph Parker come out as Abyss to help them get the one-up?
That's a good question. Anything's possible. They've been training, as we saw, doing they cannonballs into the pool. So
it's actually their not segment. I guess you could call them the segments. Kind of reminded me of the old school Mr. Fuji ones and Primetime Wrestling, and they're actually kind of enjoyable. So call me crazy. So I'm also going to go with Borash and Joseph Parker in this one. Who's commentating the pay-per-view? Don West?
It is Don West and Robert Flores, formerly of ESPN and currently of MLB Network, will be commentating the show. Apparently, Mike Tenay was asked and turned it down. So
let me tell you something. A lot of times, radio hosts on a show, they don't, or even TV when it's live, they don't like being asked questions because they're worried they're not going to know the answer. I never worry that you're not going to know the answer to a question. I can ask you anything on air, and you're going to know the answer. That's why we're such a good team. I don't know a damn thing, and you know all there is to know about everything. Main event, Lashley with King Mo against Alberto El Patron with with his dad?
Yes.
With his dad. Okay. Lashley is the Impact champion. Alberto Patron is the GFW champion. This is the unification match for these two titles.
That is correct.
Now, Alberto El Patron, a.k.a. Mr. Page, said the other day that he and Lashley will have a better match than Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. And he wasn't knocking Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe, but he said that because they're going to take the reins off and they're going to let Lashley and Patron do what they want to do, whereas in WWE they don't have that freedom. So I had high hopes of this match anyway. I hope there's not too much screw jobbery with King Mo and Dos Caras, but I think Patron is going to take it. Yes, I'm going with Alberto. I think he's the future. That's a weird sentence, right?
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to say Alberto El Patron wins it. Lashley's had it for about 6 months. I think that, Patron came in on his first night. Remember, he kind of pseudo beat Lashley, although he kind of used the title to do it and ended up giving the title back to Lashley. I think that Patron will win. I think he signed a contract there, so I think they're going to do something different, do something new. Lashley's had it for about 5-6 months. It's been a solid reign for him. He's been the champion multiple times. I think it's time for Patron to win it. We'll see what they do. Maybe they do a rematch on Impact, move him into a feud with EC3. But I think that Patron will be the unified champion after this show. I hope they have a new title belt. The current one has TNA plastered all over it on all the titles. We gotta change that.
Or what if you just have all the GFW champions win, and they can keep the GFW belt?
They could. They'd have to probably just again change the name on it. I feel like that's you gotta make that modification. I don't think they should be. I don't mind if Lashley walks out with the old belt here, but you gotta have the new one going forward.
Unveil a new belt.
Has to be something different. Whether it's on this show or if you do it on the first Impact after. Either one, I will accept either one. But you cannot continue to have him walk around with a belt that says TNA all over it when you've done everything you can to change the name and try to get people to forget about that.
Yes.
So I think they need to do that.
I would actually rather them not have the new belt on the pay-per-view, so this way you get the picture of whoever wins each match holding up both titles. I think that's good booking. But then I think on the show, on Thursday, like you said, you have to unveil a new title. And on top of that, you have to change the look. The look of the Impact Zone has been that way for God knows how long. It's time to change it. The product has changed. The roster has changed. The creative has changed. Everything has gotten better, but you're still branded with the old TNA look. Do something different. New colors, new lighting, back to a 4-sided ring. I don't care. Whatever it is you do, please change it for the love of God.
So we'll see. Hopefully they can do some things like that, makes a couple of small changes to the arena and the title belts and maybe some new champions. But I am interested in this show Sunday. I'm going to order it. I'm going to plunk down my $40.
Well, it'll only be 20 because I'm going to go halves with you.
Well, you pay for the Ring of Honor show, so I'll get this one, and that'll even us up.
Teamwork makes the dream
square it
work.
up.
Yep, we're both going to watch this. Maybe have a couple of wings.
Wings?
Yeah.
Chicken wings.
You
fire up the grill.
Herbie Hancock. Yeah, I'm with you.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I think that should be good, man. Maybe some good things will come out of this. Maybe Impact will get some momentum going forward. That would be nice.
Well, you know where you could find us live tweeting the entire show? On Twitter at AllNightLongWP, on Instagram at AllNightLongWP, Facebook.com/AllNightLongWP. We are the official podcast of ProWrestling.com, and we are proud to be on the Damage 365 Radio Network. Yet another week. We appreciate you guys. Like us, comment, give us your predictions, whatever you want to do. Get in contact with us. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate you. He's the Stallion. I'm the Enforcer. And once again, we're tapping out.